It's raining again today. Act 2, Starlight Sonata, Part 10, Twin Flames, 8th of the Astral Moon. Start our day. Jade's back. Dearest Andu, I love you with all my heart. Please know you are a very good baby. That's so true. Andu is a good baby. I wish Andu would, like, come out here into, like, the inn, you know, when we're not mixing drinks. Alright, Jade. Hey, Innkeeper. Hello, it's been a while since I've seen you around. A whole week to be exact, and you already missed me? A little. Cute. I got my hands on a job, all the way over in Eleithyia. Seemed like something relatively easy, but well paid. Or like something too good to be true. Not this time. Apparently the farmer just wanted it to be done quickly, so he offered higher than average rate. Playtime for Andu and Casket, and oh, the other one was Kane. That would be nice. And also maybe this turtle that has a nose piercing for some reason. They can all play together. Sounds like easy money. Yeah, I wish. You know, I think I could use a drink first. Something that'll loosen my tongue. I feel like this job drained me of all my social energy. Only if I get to hear the rest of the story. Sounds like a good deal to me. Open a pet daycare? That would be a really cute DLC for this, actually. I do. Okay, so we're gonna make a charisma drink. So, we're gonna want Spoken Heart. 3 points of charisma. 1 point of attack. And 1 point of defense. Order up. Speaking of a drink, I would like a drink. Let's hope this suits your tastes. Your drinks never disappoint. Glad to hear. I can definitely feel my charm coming back to me. I made you a drink, now it's your turn. Tell me about your latest job. Fine, a deal's a deal. Told you the client's a farmer, right? She has a large flock of two-headed sheep. Apparently that darn starfall damage... Let me start that over. Apparently that darn starfall damaged their barn, and they somehow managed to break out of their enclosure. Didn't think they were that clever, honestly. Must be the two brains. Probably. Anyways, they got out, right before their shearing appointment, and of course the farmer needed to get them back in time. Especially considering the rumors surrounding Eleithyia at the moment. Seems to be a dangerous place nowadays. Apparently an unusual amount of cattle have been going missing these last few weeks. So local folks have been keeping a closer eye on their locks and fences. Rumor unlocked, danger zone. Eleithyia seems to be very unsafe at the moment, at least if you're cattle. A few animals have not returned home in a while. Of course, the farmer wanted her sheep to be safe, so she hired someone to bring her animals back. That someone being you? Obviously. I thought to myself, I'm a monster hunter. Handling animals is basically my job. I just noticed, like, her skin is see-through up here, and you can see her bones and her shoulders. That's pretty sick. I'd say a monster hunter is rather known for, well, hunting instead of handling. That was exactly the issue. Do you know how stubborn two-headed sheep are? Let me guess. They're twice as stubborn as one-headed sheep? You got it. They're impossible to get moving, impossible to startle. One head might be eating, but the other one is always watching you. But you did it, right? I suspect you wouldn't be here if you hadn't finished the job. You're absolutely correct. I was at my wit's end. Imagine having fought hundreds, if not thousands of beasts. And some sheep are the one enemy you can't win against. That sounds like an incredibly humbling experience. It was. Trust me. But luckily I got some help. Another adventurer saw me struggling and offered her assistance and knowledge. Or should I say, a retired adventurer. Oh? Yeah, she was very insistent on that label. Some kind of astral finfolk. Must have lost her arm a while ago. Oh no. Back to the sheep. She told me there's apparently one thing that gets their full attention. You got any guesses on what that magical tool might be? Yeah, the turtle's back. I have no... Oh! Clovers! Morning dew clovers, to be precise. They go absolutely feral for them. A few will make them follow every single one of your commands. But someone with your experience should know that, Innkeeper. Do you two know each other? Barely. Ha! Keep your secrets then, oh so mysterious Innkeeper. I wanted to buy her a drink after she helped me out back there. Didn't expect you two to be friends, honestly. Best friends? I think you got that one wrong, Jade. I'd never befriend someone like them. I have taste. Well, that was unnecessarily rude of you, Una. You didn't even consider my feelings. Consider me sorry, Innkeep. Apology accepted. Speaking of taste, what about your drinks? I know you've always liked experimenting with potions and other suspicious liquids. Looks like you finally made it, huh? Indeed, I think I got the hang of it. And what are you waiting for? Your old rival is waiting for a drink. Preferably one that'll restore my energy. Those sheep made my old bones all wobbly, and I don't like feeling so weak. Got you. Let's see what that old magic has to offer. Don't worry, they might not look like it, but their drinks are actually really good. I bet. I'll just take that as a compliment, I suppose. Hello, Endu. Alright. We want a Southern Brawler? Yeah, let's go with the Southern Brawler. 3 points of attack. Come on, there we go. 1, 2, 3. A point of defense. And a point of charisma. Ding ding, Southern Brawler up. Ta-da! Oh, wow. Impressed. Don't get cocky now. You don't have to be shy. You can just admit I've improved. So, Una, Jade told me you're retired now. Had enough of the adventuring business? Absolutely. I don't want to have anything to do with that anymore. I've completed enough quests for at least 2 lifetimes. And yet you decided to help Jade. Ever had to handle a 2-headed sheep? Not yet. Lucky you. Lucky indeed. I just couldn't watch her struggle with those stubborn beasts any longer, but this was a one-time exception. Did the farmer pay accordingly, after your morning dew clover's magic trick? Oh, absolutely. She was so happy she gratefully paid both of us. That's good to hear. She even tipped us with some gems she supposedly found in one of her fields. But I'm a Maida. I don't have any use for stones like those. And since I'm retired, I couldn't care less about material riches. So we figured we'd give them to you instead. But I wouldn't tell that pretentious blonde dragon priestess if I were you. Feels like a blasphemous gift. Oh, divine gems? A little blasphemous indeed. So we got a new infusion, citrine. This rare gemstone can only be found in the well-hidden eastern parts of the Forbidden Valley. Citrine is said to be favored by the dragons due to its incredible divine properties. It is blessed. Blessed with the divine energy of the dragons, adventurers will have a much better chance of fighting the undead or any other unholy creatures, or any creatures really. Hi Chrominius! Thank you so much for stopping by! I super appreciate it. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and I hope you're doing okay. Yes, yay, all the shiny things, elf. New infusions. I think I know just the right way to use them. Thank you. Don't mention it. Now that we're done here, I can finally go back to crocheting for the rest of my life. Didn't get this hook put on for nothing. Of course, I also occasionally gotta rip some youngsters off while playing cards. I haven't lost a game in at least 4 decades. We got some character information for Una. Where's Una? Here we go. Una is a Finfolk. She is 68, goes by she, her. Her class is Arcane Engineer. Her background is the Astral Sea. She's neutral good, and her Arcana is the Empress. I've been rivals with Una long before this story even began. She was an adventurer back then, but is retired now. Even put a crochet hook into that stump of her arm. But there are things about her that'll never change. I'm pretty sure she'll never stop stacking that deck, for example. That's so funny. Been busy with work, but you quit, so free time again? Oh, I hope you get to, like, spend your free time doing things you genuinely enjoy, because heck work, for sure. That is, ugh, the dream. That's remarkable. Or impossible for someone who's playing fair. I think your lucky streak will end with me today. I've also never lost a game in at least a decade. Are you challenging me to a duel? I hope I can come by a lot more again. Yeah, I super appreciate it. For sure, I love having you here. And then if you end up starting streaming again too, I would love to stop by your streams. Definitely. Whoever loses has to pay for the next round of drinks. Does anybody even actually pay me for their drinks? I kind of assumed this whole time I've just been giving them free drinks. That's the spirit. I like you, bounty hunter. But don't come crying to me after I annihilate you. Ha, you wish. Jade, be on your guard. You're worried about me? Cute. I just know for a fact that Una is a master at cheating. I doubt that's changed. So you're saying you've lost against her? More than once, yes. Pathetic. Hey, are you talking about me? Listen, Innkeep, if your opponent is obviously cheating, like she was, you can't beat them fair and square. You gotta beat them at cheating. Now watch how a real master does it. Oh man. I'm hoping to stream more this year, but I need to fix a few PC things before I feel confident with my setup. I had a few issues last time I tried. That's understandable. If you want to message me, we can try to figure out, you know, what's going on. Maybe I can help if Vigil's good at computer stuff. So, yeah. I do hope you get everything sorted, though. That'd be super fun. It looks like we have a new adventurer, and he looks like a big cinnamon roll. Who is this? I have returned, Innkeeper. Welcome back, Miss Anwar, and welcome... This brave adventurer's name is Clay Moore. He offered unexpected support during my quest. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much on behalf of, the world. Yes, of course, the world. No fake Australian? What fake Australian? My computer is super outdated. Mainly, I'm gonna try to redo my setup entirely anyway, though. That's totally understandable. I super get that. I want to make it all white, blue, and purple, so it'll be a fun project. That'll be so cute. All my stuff is... Okay, not all my stuff. My case and my keyboard are white, and my headset's white. I need a white mouse and microphone to match now. It looks so nice, though. Oh, the g'day. Australians are not the only ones who say g'day. Of course, the world, Mr. Clay. You don't need to do the whole Mr. thing. Just Clay is all right with me. Otherwise, it sounds so formal, like talking to one of those graph people. Oh, you wouldn't want to be one of those. Clay it is, then. Look at him. He's just a delight. Can I offer you both a drink in exchange for the story of how you two met? That would be a fun trade, right, Tia? I think I would welcome it as well. Then what can I get you? Clay, please go ahead. Oh my. You've got a lot of stuff on the menu. How about one of those drinks with ingredients? The tentacle's distracting me again. Also, he's blonde, blue eyes, and tanned, just saying. Yeah, he's over here like Crocodile Dundee or some shit. You look strong. How about something extra for those muscles? That sounds nice. Let's go with that. 1 minute. Alright, so we're gonna make him a Southern Brawler. A Southern Brawler. 3 points of strength. 1, 2, 3. 1 point of defense and 1 point of charisma for the giant man meat. Let's go. Ta-da! I like how it looks like the bird's on his head, too. Try this. I think it might knock your socks off. This tastes strong and magic-y, but my socks are still on. Still, I love it. I'll have to remember this one for next time. What is it called? Don't worry, I'll remember it for you. Thank you. Now, Miss Anwar, what would you like? I need some of that liquid vigilance. Even in here, it's important to stay on guard. Wouldn't this be the right time to relax? There is no such time. All right, then I shall aid you in your divine mission of not falling asleep while standing. He might be missing parts of his brain like Kyle. He definitely looks like he might be like a barbarian or a fighter, which are not known for their brains. All right, so we are gonna make a frosted lagoon. for her. Because she's always on guard. 3 points of defense. 1 point of attack. And 1 point of charisma. Get in there. There we go. Ding ding. Ta-da! Some liquid vigilance diluted with some delicious secret ingredients. Enjoy. I could do with something less diluted, but you're right. It's delicious. Happy to hear that. Do we get to tell the story now? Please, go ahead. You think I should start with the seashells? No, I think some exposition is in order first. As you already know, Innkeeper, I planned to start my investigation right here in Zenith, specifically at the local Gaia Temple. So I've been told. Mostly about that wobbling ooze. Ah, yes. That was certainly something. Unfortunately, besides their fascinating personal secrets, they had nothing of value to share with me. But fortunately, thanks to your rumors, I was not entirely without a lead. The wizard's prophecy led me to Dalwell. Or should I say, the Abandoned Isle, or Fairweather. The name changes depending on who you ask. I didn't know it had that many names. I always just called it Kelpie Island. Why? Because it's shaped like one? Probably the smartest approach. Kelpie Island, or Fairweather, its name means very little to me. Its local settlement of Fae was much more relevant. They built everything into the giant sequoia that holds their portal to Avalon. Their portal is in the tree? Yes, right in its center. They call it the Horizon Tree. It's beautiful. The Fae themselves were moderately helpful. It was difficult to get them to focus on the severity of the situation. And I was pretty sure they were preparing some sort of morbid ritual with the acorns that they were stringing up between rose bushes in asymmetrical shapes. Oh, I always thought those were art projects. Common misconception. It sounds more like they were preparing to charge them with astral moonlight. For what? If you freeze them, they make good ice cubes. Do you participate in such practices? Not at the moment. I'm just not going to question that. Eventually, I got them to sit still long enough to ask them about any strange occurrences around their settlement. Did they understand your definition of strange? After some explanation, they told me about how just recently an astral humpback whale had rampaged through one of their nearby scouting camps. Just 2 days before the stars fell. They said it seemed like it was running from something, and that it was full of seething fury. They also claimed it to be a good sign, because it promised adventure. Seems like an understatement. Majorly. I mean, it did end up in some kind of adventure. Investigating disaster is not an adventure. It is a necessity of dire circumstances. I had fun. That makes 2 of us. It certainly was a sign of something being awry, and I was determined to get to the bottom of it. So naturally, I made my way to the nearby Carapace Beach and prepared a celestial summoning ritual under the young astral moon. For the humpback whale, I suppose? What else would I be summoning? I thought maybe you wanted to ask Cassiopeia for her input. Are you out of your mind? The Realm Keepers have sworn a divine oath of neutrality that prevents them from directly interfering with the simple world of us mortals. The full might of their powers could disrupt the delicate balance of their cosmic design. Right. Sorry. You are forgiven. As I was preparing the ritual, readying myself to confront the troublemaker, I suddenly found myself being interrupted by a strange request. That was me. I asked her if she needed any more seashells. Did she? I did, actually. Pairing dragon-head tritons and flimmering limpet shells can heighten the dual aspect of the celestial twins, therefore making the connection to the astral sea more stable. Obviously. I hadn't managed to find a limpet shell, and one happened to be among his offerings. I honestly just thought she was decorating the beach and that she could do with more color. You weren't wrong in a way. Sadly, the shells burned up during the ritual, singed Tia's hands, too. Just a little. Fortunately, I possess spectacular healing capabilities. Fortunately indeed. Were you collecting seashells for beach decorating of your very own ritual clay? I was collecting them for my friends. At this time of the year, Kelpie Island is full of all kinds of sparkling, floating animals from the astral sea. And they love munching on seashells. Do you encounter these creatures a lot? I try to. They're very nice. Clay can talk to animals. Gaia's blessings rest upon him. You are full of surprises, because I totally thought you were like a fighter. Thank you. Though I'm not always sure they like talking to me. They tend to disappear sooner or later. Sometimes they come back, but often they don't. I think maybe I accidentally say things that upset them without realizing it, and they think I mean to hurt them. I hate when that happens. You mean they just disappear like they were never there? Yes, like they moved to a different, quieter beach. Or like they returned to the astral sea. I feel like they would tell me if they went back home. Not necessarily. Many Astrian creatures can traverse the plains at will, but they don't always have control over when they return. On many occasions, the astral currents pull them back home before they're ready. And once you're swept up in them, each subsequent journey out becomes more and more difficult, or so I've been told. I would guess your friends either went home when you weren't there, or got pulled back before they had a chance to say goodbye. So you're saying the sea swallowed them? Not quite. It just beckoned them home, through a celestial hug of sorts. So that means I could just visit them in the astral sea? That would be an incredible undertaking. Traveling between planes is quite hazardous. Is it? But echoes are from the primordial sea, and my family has lived here for quite a while, I think. They must have gotten here somehow. They say it was much simpler to traverse between the planes once. But for a long time, it has been almost impossible without complicated and dangerous rituals. Until recently, the astral sea was the only possible way to pass through the barriers. And accessing it requires meticulous planning, not to mention the sea tends to come with more risks than rewards. Even your Astrian friends who can choose to leave their home plane on a whim get pulled back by the currents eventually. Imagine what would happen if you went in unprepared. But the Fae on Kelpie Island aren't from Gaia either, and they told me they haven't lived here for very long. Since the 5 interplanar portals opened up, interplanar travel has become a lot more accessible again. At least when it comes to the dream planes. But even the astral and primordial seas, not to mention are finally open to us again after all these years. It is a true miracle to witness in our lifetimes. So these portals haven't always been there? I didn't know that. Who put them there? Well, that is a very good question. And one that would blow the scope of this conversation beyond its bounds, I would think. You still have to tell me how you summoned that whale. You're right, we're getting off track. As Clay and I talked, he told me about his fascinating friendship with the astral creatures, and his ability to speak with animals as if they share a language. So you asked him for help? Well, he offered his aid. I certainly could have handled it on my own, but you didn't have to. Right, that, obviously. Thank you very much, Clay. Anytime. So I summoned it, the ritual worked exceptionally well, and it appeared out of the sky in a wave of concerning darkness. Stars used to accompany them. I mean, there was one star. There was. The whale was even bigger than I had anticipated, almost as tall as the horizon tree. And in its stomach rested a giant sun, the only star of the night sky whose light had not been extinguished, nestled right in its belly. That's ominous. Sounds unhealthy. That's an understatement. The star wasn't the thing to worry about, though. The whale didn't look at all happy about being summoned. Instead, it looked like a wounded animal that was one loud noise away from lashing out. And it looked sick. Its translucent skin was gray, like it was frozen with this coldness of the highest mountains or deepest depths. Its eyes were pale, almost blind, with no warmth within them. I thought for a brief second, we must fight this beast before it consumes us and everything in its path. But when I looked over at Clay, I saw a deep understanding in his eyes, like he wasn't seeing a monster but a friend. So I stayed quiet, knowing that whatever he knew outweighed my fear. You know what it needed, Clay? Not completely, but I knew that look in its eyes. That feeling when you're so scared you get angry, when you want to fight because you're terrified you won't be able to flee. So I kneeled, to show it that I didn't mean it any harm, and I held my last conch shell in my hands. It took a moment to overcome the instinct to mistrust, but then it picked the shell up gently and ate it. I saw the conch freeze as it swallowed. It looked painful. Wanting to comfort the whale, I reached out and carefully put my hands against its cheek. I wanted it to know it wasn't alone. I'm sure it needed that. It did. It was so sad it cried tears of golden dust. Its tears turned to ice before they even hit the ground. It was at that moment I realized its body had been cursed with a potent frostbite. I knew it did not trust me yet, so I did what I previously would not have thought possible. Through a hand on Clay's shoulder and the magic of your drink, I was able to briefly transfer my magic onto Clay, allowing him to cure it of its disease. He kissed it on the forehead, and the ice burned away, freeing it of the endless chill. He gave it forehead kisses. Oh, it was quite sweet. That's one lucky whale, and one unusual effect of that infusion. Is that not usually possible? Inspiration is a fickle thing. Such magic is deeply personal and differs from person to person. I always enjoy seeing how others imagine support to look like. Tia's support was very helpful. I'd hope so. Once it was free of its pain, the whale was ready to talk to us. I asked what had happened, and it told me about fighting some sort of evil creatures on 2 legs. A creature on 2 legs? So a humanoid, then. We assume. It turns out whales don't care much about our appearances. It cared more about all the things being thrown at it. What a mean way to approach a whale. Apparently it swallowed some kind of stone. It could only remember its black and white color, and that it tasted horrible. But I thought, I have a strong digestive thing. It's nothing to worry about. Rookie mistake. The 2-legged monster just wouldn't stop attacking, so it fled as quickly as it could, trying to find its way home. It felt really bad about destroying the camp. I get why. The worst part about being angry is seeing the wreckage you leave behind. Tia, do you ever get angry? No, I am the embodiment of calmness and self-discipline. You forgot divinity. Or, where I came from, they call that repression. Luckily, its anger subsided when it found its way back. I thought it was finally safe, but suddenly this freezing cold began. I don't mind the cold much. I'm from the Highlands, and we get a lot of snow in the winter. But the kind of cold it was describing sounded awful, painful, and inescapable, like it was freezing from the inside out. The potent frostbite I mentioned, it seems a curse took hold and slowly spread through its entire body. It tried to keep itself warm by feeding on solar crabs and cosmic squid, but that didn't help much. It just kept getting more and more scared and angrier and colder, until even its brain was freezing over. It couldn't think of anything other than the cold. So in its desperation, it ate the hottest thing it could find. A star. A star, a giant one at that. It looked deceptively small contained in its belly, but apparently it was one of the biggest ones in the night sky had to offer, the East Star. It ate Pharos, the guiding star of the endless seas? It did, and it helped. It kept its frostbite at bay, even if it did not eradicate it. But as you can imagine, such a massive star disappearing did not have the most desirable effect on the astral sea's delicate balance of gravity. I can imagine that. The whale was very confused about what had happened, but it said all the stars around it suddenly started to fall and spin out of place. They crashed into each other, causing more and more destruction with each passing moment. I didn't understand everything it described, but it sounded bad. To label it as bad would be quite the understatement. The falling stars ripped holes in Cassiopeia's wings. To think that just one hungry creature could break the entire balance of the universe. It was hurt and scared. It should have endured instead of hurting others. It was alone. It didn't know all that would happen. It didn't. I'm sure it tried its best. Its best wasn't good enough. The whale isn't responsible for the horrible things that were done to it. We should celebrate that you were able to help it instead of blaming it for its pain. I think so too. Did you also manage to free it of the star in its stomach? No, the frostbite may be gone, but that star is part of it now. It has become the first of a new kind, a sun humpback whale. And probably the last one too, as all the other stars in the astral sea have been snuffed out. We will never be able to see the night sky again, and in turn, that whale must forever live with its guilt nestled in its stomach. You're right, some things are forever changed now. That's kind of the point of disasters. But perhaps the star doesn't stand for shame, but the pride of its survival. We shouldn't be sad that most are gone, but happy that one managed to make it through. Right? I feel bad for that whale. I think, Tia's being a little bit judgmental here, but, you know, divinity and all that. Besides, we may have lost the night sky's starry companions, but it managed to gain 2 new friends. Even the worst of situations can lead you to light sometimes. I like that. You should never be sad about finding new friends. Speaking of friends, on the way back we ran into this traveling souvenir shop. I bought friendship bracelets for Tia and I with little whale charms on them. That's precious. But she didn't want to wear them just yet, so I'm waiting until she's ready. That's very nice of you, right, Tia? They're a hazard for fights and could get caught in things. Sure, I'm looking forward to seeing how they look with your armor. Tia also found something for you at the souvenir shop. She said it reminded her of your tavern. And now that I've seen it in person, I agree. Now I'm curious, what is it? Oh, it's a sun catcher. That's beautiful. I love that. Well, that's very pretty mosaic. The shopkeeper told us a little bit about it. Supposedly, this piece of art represents a new beginning after a hard-fought battle. Kind of like the rise of the sun, hunchback whale. That's very fitting. Thank you, Tia. So. Tia, aren't you glad Clay was there to help you? I suppose I am. You really are? You are surprisingly competent. Perhaps one might even say I could not have done this entirely without you. If one was to be extreme about it, I think someone like you could do anything alone if you put your mind to it. But that doesn't mean you should have to. I'm always happier when I'm doing difficult things if I have help from other people. Well said, Clay. Stellar teamwork, you two. Keep it up. Will do. Much more importantly, clearly our quest was not successful. What are you talking about? You cured the sun humpback whale, you found out why the stars fell, and you even made new friends. What more could you want? We still haven't the slightest idea who caused all this. An angry humanoid figure? And that is who exactly? Well, we can rule out you and me, and the innkeeper. We can rule out you and me. Ouch. No hard feelings. I believe you're innocent, but sometimes evil hides in plain sight. One must not be led astray. I understand. Paranoia is a hard habit to break. Clearly, someone orchestrated this. It seems too random and methodical to have been an accidental side effect. I must find out what hides in the darkness. If something like this happens again, it could end in calamity, the likes of which we have never seen before. I don't worry too much about it, girlie. This is just kind of how oblivions are around here. I wouldn't call it just another oblivion. How often have you seen the stars fall from the sky? 0 times! I was asleep when it happened. And now that it's over, there go my chances of ever witnessing a supreme meteor shower. You should not wish to witness such horrors. Some horrors are fun to look at. Listen, love, when I was your age, I used to worry about stuff like this all the time. This weirdo over here did too. We all did, at one time or another. But I know from experience that making such a fuss about it won't get you anywhere. These bite-sized calamities are part of the natural order of things. From chaos to chaos and back to balance, everything just switches around in a never-ending cycle. Sure, it's good to keep an eye out, but you don't have to give yourself an aneurysm over it. Damn, Una, words to live by. Just pick up a quest if it worries you, and follow the natural flow of the universe. That way, if you're lucky, you'll end up retired like me. Such a leisurely attitude only leads to failure. And, even then, someone is always going to save the world in the end. And that someone is going to be me. Ha! Oh, the youth. Anyway, old enemy, got another drink for me? I'm running dry. Anytime, Una. Are you still running low on energy? How about another strong one? You got it. Hello, and you. Alright, let's make another Southern Brawler for Una. Gonna go heavy on the strength. 1, 2, 3. A little bit of charisma. And a little bit of defense. Ding ding. Something strong for the most strong-headed lady I know. Weird way to admit you've lost every argument against me. But this drink is splendid, I'll give you that. See, with one of these, your worries will be washed away with flavor, good or bad. Depends on the day. I find your apathy borders on tragedy. and I find your hero complex unsustainable. Remember, kiddo, I don't build these statues for folks who are alive. Who cares about statues? My purpose is my purpose, and I don't care who immortalizes me. No one's purpose is to die, girl. Life is much more meaningful than that. Anyways, my purpose is winning at cards right now. Good luck with your delusions. I apologize on her behalf. It's fine. Tia, are you dying? No, she was purely speaking in the hypothetical. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't sound like it could damage your armor. But you know, maybe we should listen to her advice, at least a little bit. My granny always says with age comes priceless wisdom of mistakes. I think your grandma's advice would be much more helpful than whatever a failed hero has to say. You think retirement is a failure? One's post should never be abandoned. If you can still serve this world, you should. Not sure if that's bleak or inspiring. The latter. She was right about one thing, though. The past is full of terrible disasters that were prevented, which means that this too could have been attempted before, if not very successfully. Knowledge of something so vile must be scarce and well guarded, maybe even abandoned. I've never come across anything like this anywhere in the Aperture's library. Granted, the Aperture has only been standing for a little over 2 decades now. It's a library. It can't be that vast. Many of the Order's books were relocated to the new stronghold, but I do believe that we don't currently harbor the knowledge I seek. For that, other avenues must be explored. What are you considering? We could ask everyone we come across until we find someone who knows something. Good idea, but that would take far too long. I think we should look for the Everbloom archives. Is that a book club? An ancient one. Everbloom was one of the Great Seven Meta archives. The Gaian one, to be specific. Legend has it that there used to be one on each plane, even Tuat, the plane of the dead. They were once filled with all the knowledge of the cosmos, and grew in size every day thanks to their fearless archivists. But then they fell to an unknown foe, and have been lost to time ever since. I believe one of them could hold the answers we seek. Innkeeper, do you perhaps know where to find the archives? Nope, not much of a librarian, unfortunately. I bet Skully knows where it's at, though. He's a dead archivist. Disappointing. But you could keep an eye out for it, right? You could ask all the scholarly people that pass through here. Rumor unlocked, Everbloom. The Maiden Archives once held the infinite knowledge of the cosmos. The guy in Everbloom could hide answers no one is quite ready for. Of course, I can do that. Perhaps you can start by asking that bounty hunter once she's done gambling all her money away. You could ask her yourself. I would rather not. I'll take that terrible task off your hands then. Wonderful. You won't need more than a day to take care of all this, right? I could do with a little more time than a day. Nonsense. We don't have much more time. I need your full commitment on this, Innkeeper. This is very short notice. As are disasters typically, hence the vigilance. I shall return to a fully prepared quest tomorrow morning. Sheesh, girl, you bossy. Okay. In the meantime, you should rest. Don't be ridiculous. I have things to do. People to help. Prayers to consult. Una was right. A good night's sleep would do wonders for you. I could even offer you some coupons to a beautiful swamp spa. Fine, I'll take 1 or 2, though they won't be put to much use. If I rest now, who will the world have faith in? I shall see you tomorrow. Oh, I like Clay. He's fun. It's always nice to see a burnout happening in real time. Don't worry, I'll go with her and make her some soup. Soup always helps me when I have a headache, and it looked like she has a big one. Do you want some soup as well? Yes, please. Actually, I would love soup. My throat is starting to get scratchy. I'll bring some tomorrow. Do you have any allergies? No. Thank you, Clay. Anytime. Then the recipe will be a surprise. Have a superb day. Oh, I'll take some of those coupons too. Wonderful. Talking through everything really helped. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I hope you hold on to one of those seashells. Catching up with some astral friends might make you feel a little better. Actually, I was thinking I could use the seashells to make some friendship bracelets for Tia and I. I want to carve them into stars. I think that sometimes you have to make something beautiful out of the things that hurt you. Otherwise, you're left with anger that has nowhere to go. Do you like being angry? No, not particularly. Me neither. But we all get angry sometimes. It's not the most fun, but it's important. Never getting angry doesn't solve anything either. It just makes you smaller and smaller until people no longer see you as someone they need to think about. At least they're not scared of you. Anger doesn't make you any more of a monster than silence makes you a saint. Be a whole person, Clay, and don't be scared of who that is. Good soup. I'll try, Innkeeper. Thank you. I hope you find a way back to yourself, too. Thank you, Clay. Me, too. I wonder who won the card game. Oh, I guess we're probably gonna find out. Oh, hey! Skullyman's back. Top of the evening to you. Welcome to my tavern. Oh, what do my magical eyes see? New faces, new acquaintances. With whom do I have the pleasure today? No way, a speaking skeleton. Haven't seen one of those in a long time. Hello there, how incredibly rude of me to leave out introductions. My name is Skully. And he's so polite as well. You can call me Una, Mr. Skully. And that one over there is my friend Jade. Oh, they're getting along? That's good. Ah, fellow Maida. But with more skin left. Which isn't immensely difficult, I suppose. Glad to make your acquaintance, Una and her friend Jade. Jade, that's a beautiful necklace you have. Something about it looks really familiar. Don't you think, Skully? It looks like his eyeball. I have no clue what you're talking about. It does remind me of Skully in a way. When was the last time you were digging around in graves? Never. I think your senses might be deteriorating with age. Just like your ability to win while cheating. Ha! Don't get smart with me now. Oh, Asteria's worst beast tamer. Oh, the wonders of friendship. You two seem to get along so well. Oh, absolutely. I think I should be going now. I still have work to do. What a coincidence! I happen to want to say the same exact thing. But wouldn't it be rude of us to leave that distinguished gentleman all by himself? I think one of us should definitely stay a little longer. Isn't it cool that both of you have bones made of shimmery gemstones? That is true. I haven't seen another Maida since... well, since I woke up. So many between 2 weeks and 2 centuries ago. See, it's a match already. Would be a shame if the two of you were to become friends. Huh? Anyways, see ya. Una is out. That was quick. Indeed. I guess a woman her age knows what she wants. Oh, Hex is back. Good mythical morning. It's well past sunset, Hex. That might be true, but it's still... morning somewhere, I know. You got it, but today I'm not here to talk with you about primordial magic. Today we're going to celebrate my sister. Oh, his sister's here. How cute. Greetings, everyone. Come on in. Pleased to meet you. My name is Skully. Jade. You can call me Hex, and this is Grace, my little sister. Oh, so they're not twins? Or are they? Maybe Hex was just born first. Yes, I know. She's taller than me. You can keep it to yourselves. We're here to celebrate, not to roast. Though some fire might be fun. No fireballs inside Hexagon. If you insist, a fireless party it is then. My bones are aching for a party. I haven't attended one in what feels like an eternity. What's the occasion? My wonderful, talented sister successfully defended her wizard doctoral thesis just today. She can now call herself an actual, full-blown Selenite witch. It's not that special, honestly. I beg to differ. That's a majorly big deal. Congrats. I must congratulate you as well. Quite an outstanding achievement indeed. You're very sweet, thank you. I have to agree with everyone. You should be proud of yourself. How about a drink on the house to celebrate your graduation? Hex already told me that you're a real magical connoisseur. I would love to taste one of your creations, Innkeeper. But I don't know what to pick. Could you recommend something to me? Of course. How about a drink for your wits? Your brain must be tired after debating your professors all day. That sounds lovely. My brain could use a little pick-me-up. Coming right up. So we're gonna do the sparkly one, huh? I would imagine. Yep, sparkling nebula. Still my favorite drink that we've learned to craft so far. Although I am looking forward to seeing if we learn any new drinks. Also, there's quite a few of the new drinks we haven't even gotten to make yet. Ta-da! My, this is delightful! See? Told you. They definitely know their craft. Say, Innkeeper, do you have a PhD in mixology by any chance? Last time I checked, no, but I do have a lot of experience. It took me a while to get the hang of it. I can tell, your drinks are really tasty. I could easily go for another round of debating right now. Is anyone else up for a drink? Nah, not yet. I'm still energized from earlier. Skully? Hex? What about you two? I'm good. I don't want to steal the show today. I would love a refreshment for these old bones, actually. Perhaps something that'll bring back the charm of the old days. At your service. So that's probably going to be the heart one. I would imagine. Spoken heart. Yeah. This is the one Zephyr usually gets, who is now John and not Zephyr. Look at that. One of that. And one of that. Order up. Ta-da! Here you go. A drink for the charming gentleman. Oh! What a lovely taste. It warms my bones inside and out. Should I be worried? Maybe it's an undead thing. Well, practically, it would be possible for a magical drink to warm one's bones. You'd just need... You and your wild dreams, Hexy. Maybe leave those experiments to someone with an actual laboratory for once. Ah, all that talking about studying and degrees brings me back to so many old memories. I also was a scholar once. I spent my life as an archivist at the Gay and Everbloom Archives, to be precise. Before my, well, supposedly eternal slumber. I've read a lot about those old archivists, but I've never had the chance to talk to one. Well, obviously, they're all dead. All of them? Yes, the archives were destroyed ages ago. They're mostly a myth now. Oh, that's quite sad. A lot of knowledge must have gotten lost with them. I guess so. If you wouldn't mind, Skully, I'd love to hear more about them. Maybe we can revive some of that old knowledge. It would be my pleasure, but sadly, I cannot remember much of my research. All those years below ground, without any sunlight, don't seem to have been good for my memory. It's been a few centuries since I felt alive, so I'm not even sure where one would find the archives nowadays. Or their ruins, rather. Character information unlocked for Skully. Before his passing, he was an archivist in the Everbloom Archives. He cared for and archived all kinds of knowledge and history of this world. Maybe that's where he got the idea to use a hat as a storage space. His one eye looks strikingly familiar to the gemstone Jade is wearing in her necklace. How curious. We also got a page on Clay Moore. He is a giant/earth echo, age 31. Pronouns are he, him, a barbarian, as I suspected. Class, background is Highlands, his alignment is neutral good, and his arcana is strength. Clay is a sweet and gentle half-giant. He loves animals and can communicate with them, a skill no one should underestimate. He believes in the good in people and is exceptionally empathetic. On the other hand, he's also a very strong and remarkable fighter. And then we got some information on Grace, the half-elf, age 42. Pronouns are she, her. She's a wizard. Background is Zenith. Alignment neutral good, and her arcana is the Hierophant. That makes sense. Okay. Do you remember the environment surrounding the ruins? Maybe that could help. A little, I believe. I might have even woken up close by. My early memories as a skeleton are quite hazy. During my lifetime, the archives were located deep underground. Gaia's lively blessings were juxtaposed with a hostile and lifeless mountain range. They were surrounded by nothing but rocks and boulders as sharp as talons and fangs. Even if you made it out of the mountains, you'd be greeted by either dry steppes or a poisonous lake. The liquid in that lake could singe the meat right off your bones. I knew someone that fell into the lake once. I remember it as if it were yesterday. Was it him? Did he fall in? Well, that sounds like not the best place to build an important archive stronghold. Wouldn't necessarily agree. They say the books and scrolls of the Maiden Archives contain all the mysteries of the world and the realms that surround us. Of course you have to protect that knowledge. It would be a shame if someone... Anyways. Don't catch it on fire, Hex. I think I know the place Skully's talking about. Oh? It sounds just like the gravel mac. Sharp rocks next to a poisonous lake. There's no way a location like that exists twice, on this plane at least. Or else I would have heard of it. Rumor unlocked. Deadly hideout. The fabled Everbloom Archives are located deep within the Gravel Mac, a lifeless, dangerous mountain range. Cool. I wouldn't recommend going there. I bet it's exceptionally dusty after all these years. But think about all those hidden treasures, knowledge left untouched for millennia. That sounds a little too ambitious, even for you. Fine. Your delicate wizard sensibilities wouldn't last a day in the Gravel Mac anyway. Oh, and you would? Who can say? More character information unlocked for Jade? She's surprisingly good with animals and even has a little turtle accompanying her. Only two-headed sheep are giving her a hard time somehow, but through her travels, she's learned how to handle all sorts of people and how to win against them at cards fair and square. Or not fair at all. Anyway, I gotta go now. Shared enough secrets of the trade today already. Thank you for your reluctant service. What a lovely young lady. She would have made for a great archivist. And a grumpy one. I'm sure she just had a long day. As have I, honestly. I'm very tired. I'm absolutely sure of that. But you should be proud of yourself nonetheless. You seem like the kind of person to downplay your achievements. And getting your PhD really isn't something small or insignificant. It's nothing really. I spent a lot of time researching. Defending my thesis was a mere formality. Skully and my point still stands, and I'm sure your brother would agree with us. Absolutely. You're all very kind. I really appreciate it. How about we call it a day? It's already getting late. A splendid idea, as I would expect from a witch like you. Character information unlocked on Grace. We are just filling this book right out. Grace is a Selenite witch who just successfully defended her wizard's PhD thesis. She's calm and gentle, and seems to be a bit tired of her brother's chaotic experiments. Her older brother's experiments, even though he is shorter than her, and looks younger. Grace is actually the younger sibling. Alright. Seems fair. Hope you get to enjoy the rest of your evening, Innkeeper. I will. Theopractically. That was a busy day. I feel like we talked to a lot of people. Alright, so... let's see. We need to make a new quest. Not twins, different ages. Yeah. Alright. Alright. I think we're trying to make a quest about the archives. So the Maiden Archives once held the infinite knowledge of the cosmos. The guy in Everbloom could hide the answers no one's quite ready for. The fabled Everbloom Archives are located deep within the Gravel Mac, a lifeless, dangerous mountain range. And deep within the Gravel Mac hide long-lost treasures and terrifying bleak stalkers, though the verdict is still out on their cuteness level. That seems all related. Alright, Raiders of the Lost Archives. The Lost Maiden Everbloom Archives are said to offer infinite knowledge to anyone with unanswered questions. Its ruins lie deep within the Gravel Mac, a dangerous and lifeless mountain range that even seasoned adventurers try to avoid. If that wasn't enough, the mountains are also said to be haunted by a nightmarish bleak stalkers. Let's just hope they don't find the abandoned archives cozy and inviting. Nice. So we put that quest up, and we're gonna feed Andu and call it a night. I feel like a lot happened today.